If you've ever caught yourself yelling at your kids, not because you want to, but because you just feel like it's the only way, right? It's the only way they listen. Listen, you're not alone. Every dad has this frustration. You ask nicely, you repeat yourself, you give reminders, you try to stay calm, and then boom, you snapped. You raise your voice. And almost instantly, instantly, instant I can say it. Instantly you feel guilty, right? But here's the truth. Kids, they don't really respond to yelling, do they? Like they respond to leadership. So today what I'm going to show you is like how you get your kids to listen without blowing up and becoming a dragon, right? So this is like without power struggle, without feeling like the bad guy, without being the dragon in your house. So look, I remember this is my little story time. I remember a time, right? One morning, my house was like chaos. I have 6 kids, 15 to 3 years old. It was like 6 kids, backpacks, shoes, water bottles. Like everyone was moving in their own direction. And I asked once, I'd asked twice, I'd asked 3 times, and nothing. And then I just got pissed. Like I just felt the anger, and I yelled, like, why won't anyone listen to what I'm asking right now? Right? And I'll raise my voice. Not because I'm a bad dad, but because like I just felt ignored by everyone, right? And it just felt out of control, chaos. I felt disrespected. And after yelling, the funny thing is like I will look at their faces, and it's not funny, but I'll look at their faces, and it was like the shock, the sadness, the shutdowns, and immediately I just regretted it, right? And one day my one of my sons said, "Papa, why are you mad at me?" And it just broke me because I realized this. I realized that my kids weren't ignoring me. They were just overwhelmed, distracted, disconnected. And I was trying to use volume to replace my leadership. That's when I shifted in my brain, right? And our dynamic started to change. So here's the first thing. One, kids listen to connection, not control. They listen to connection, not control. Look, here's the first truth. Kids don't listen when they feel controlled. They listen when they feel connected. Yelling disconnects. Presence reconnects. Before giving an instruction, make emotional contact with them, right? Get on their level, touch their shoulder, make eye contact, say their name. Then give clear direction. Example, instead of yelling from across the house, I'm so guilty of that one, right? Like, kids, get your shoes on. We're leaving, right? Walk up to them, kneel down if needed, and say, hey, man, shoes on, let's move. Connection first, instructions second, right? Kids regulate off your nervous system. If you're frantic, scattered, if you're calm, they follow. Look, connection is the bridge, right? It's that bridge that makes your world land. Okay, so number 2, lead with clear expectation, not emotional reaction. Clear expectation, not emotional reactions. Look, children struggle with inconsistencies, right? If a rule changes based on your mood, your stress, or how the day is going, look, they're not going to know what to follow, right? Because most yelling comes from parents giving unclear instructions, too many reminders, no boundaries, or consequences, right? Like consequences that they don't enforce, right? Like you want to respect, give structure, not threats. Like example of a clear, calm boundary. When I ask once, I expect you to listen. If you don't, you lose 5 minutes of screen time. No anger, no punishment, just structure. Look, kids thrive with predictable rules. Predictability equals safety. Safety equals respect. Respect equals listening. Look, when your kids know what will happen, you don't have to yell. The system does the work for you, but you got to stick with it. Number 3, control the environment, not the child, right? Control the environment, not the child. So, in my experience, most yelling comes from trying to control the child instead of designating an environment that leads them automatically. Here's an example. Transitions are the hardest moments for kids, right? I have 6 kids, hardest one. So instead of abrupt commands, give countdowns, right? Like a 5 minutes until cleanup, 2 minutes until we leave. Like this reduces resistance by, I don't know, 80%. Then reduce the number of instructions at once, right? My wife loves to do that. She compounds stuff, just one at a time. Kids can't process 5 steps command. Give one instruction at one time. And create like a routine that removes chaos, right? Like a morning checklist, a nighttime checklist, a shoe basket, a homework station, right? Because those is like this is when your environment works. Like you don't need to yell. People just know where to go to do the things. Then model the behavior you want. You don't want them to yell, don't yell. Like kids mirror your tone. They mirror emotional energy. If you stay regulated, guess what? They learn regulation through you. Because your kids, they don't need perfection. You kind of know that, right? But it's good to repeat it. They don't need perfection. They need leadership. And leadership is calm, is consistent, is predictable. Presence. That's what is respect. And that's what creates listening without force. Okay, so let's recap real quick. If you want your kids to listen without yelling, remember this, right? The first one we talked about was connection before corrections. Connection before corrections. 2 was clear expectation over emotional reaction. And then 3 was structure the environment so they can succeed. This is the environment, right? Yelling isn't a sign that your kids are bad. It's just a sign that you are overwhelmed and under-supported. And once you shift your leadership at home, guess what? Your kids feel safer, you feel calmer, and your home becomes a place, not pressure. So listen, I know it's easy to say all the things that I say, but if you want to improve like how you lead your kids, you have to improve how you lead yourself, right? Like how you lead yourself emotionally. So that's exactly what I cover in the next video, like how to stop reacting with anger or shutting down, which is the passive. Sorry, this is the passive. This is the active or the passive. Okay, so how to do that? You know what I mean. Click the button right there, the video right there, and I'll see you in there. Peace out.